welcome back to the horror show. I'm Marcia Parker, and today we're doing another Patreon review. Yes, and this one is Come Out to Play, and this was requested by Scuba Steve. So, thank you, Scuba Steve. I wish I could say I really enjoyed this movie, but it was just, okay. There wasn't anything I would say that made me wish I got my hour and 44 minutes back. There were some interesting ideas behind what they were trying to accomplish, but overall, it really wasn't anything I was really into. So we'll talk about the story, and it's really simple. We have a married couple, who are on their baby moon, and in some sort of Latin America area. And they decided part of their trip was to go out to this little island and stay a night or so there, enjoy the beach and the weather and just the locals. And when they got there, they had a big surprise. There was nobody around. Everything looked like it was ransacked. They couldn't find an adult anywhere. When they got to a bar, it was really limited, and they grabbed a couple cold drinks. The guy decided, I'm going to go ahead and look for somebody or something and find out what's happening, while the wife waited there drinking her little soda. She saw a little girl comes in. She was about, I don't know, 9 or 10 and doesn't speak any English really, was able to get a name out of her. The girl then touched her belly and hugged her belly, and she's like, oh, okay, that's really cool and a little creepy, and and trying to figure out, like, where's your parents, where is everybody, what's happening, is it lunchtime, why is there nobody around? The girl just takes off, so you don't really get any answers there. The husband comes back, he joins up with her, says he doesn't have any answers, so they decide, let's just go to the hotel, it's hot, it's muggy, she's pregnant. So they go back, nobody's answering the front desk. This is very strange. Can't find anybody. Then all of a sudden, when they're looking around the street, she spots like this cane, like this older guy. It was, maybe grandpa or whatever. And he was just standing there, minding his own business. And then you see that same little girl come up with a pipe and just bam, start hitting him over and over again. And they're like, what's happening? They scare her off and they try to save the guy. Doesn't happen. All of a sudden, all these kids come out and take grandpa out to the beach, and they just start murdering him and hitting him with objects and stabbing him. And they're like, there is something super off here. What is happening? There's only kids around, and they're murdering people. They finally get to meet another survivor who lets them know that all of a sudden, all the kids woke up and they weren't feeling well. They felt in pain. And then all of a sudden, they murdered all of their adults. And it seems like there's a little cannibalism going on. So that's the general idea of the story. The killer kids, and you're on an island. You can't get off the island because they're surrounding the boats and the beaches, and they're just everywhere, and they're gonna get to you. That was okay. The acting was all right. I mean, the storyline was interesting, but it didn't really have enough to keep me interested in it. You're talking about two main people and a bunch of kids with subpar acting skills, and it had a lot of subtitles because they were in a foreign country. That didn't even throw me off as much because I can handle subtitles in movies if the movie's worth watching, and it felt really B, and like you can have it in the background while you're doing other things and see some gore. That was the gore wasn't a lot, but there was some. I think the coolest part was when they had barricaded themselves in a jail cell, and all of a sudden the wife is like, oh my gosh, it's killing me. Yeah, I'm not gonna say anything more than that, but that was a really cool part, and it was terrifying, and I was like, I'm glad I'm not preggers right now, because that is a little much. So the idea was there, and it was interesting. I just didn't feel like it had enough to make a full-length movie, unfortunately. It might have made a really good short film. I think it would have been super successful if it was something like on Black Mirror or something anthology-ish that you could find like on Netflix or something. So I feel like it would have fit a little bit better there. The acting was, like I said, was okay. Nothing to write home about. They did their job, but I think there just wasn't enough to work off of. So there wasn't enough to really like dig into, even when the most horrible part of it happened and the guy kind of goes crazy. It just wasn't landing. So good job, but not enough to like really like pitch the movie. And I would say when it comes to the special effects, like I said, it was kind of minimum, and there really wasn't that much more to report on the overall film. I would say that if you're interested in Killer Kids and you want something to kind of watch on a rainy day, have it in the background, or just kind of put it on your I watch it list. I mean, I say watch it. It's relatively easy to access if you have Shudder. It's on there. I think it got like a 3-star rating, and I think that's a fair assessment. To be honest, it's right in the middle. It's not so bad that you wish you didn't watch any of it, and it's not like so good that you recommend it for your grandmother to watch. It's right there in the middle. So I do appreciate you, Scuba Steve, to like recommend this movie. I probably wouldn't have watched it without that recommendation, and that one part really got me. Oof, that was painful to watch. Ugh, that was not good. So on that note, if you have watched the movie or you're thinking about watching it, you go out and watch it, and you have any comments, please go ahead and put it down below and let us know whether you liked it, you didn't like it, if you thought this was a fair assessment or not. We're always happy to hear your thoughts and interact. So get a writing, and I appreciate your time today, and I want to say thank you to Scuba Steve and all of our Patreons for giving us all these different requests so we can experience more horror and kind of get a feel of what else is out there that we may not have previously watched. If you want to do that, go ahead and go on to Patreon, sign up, hit the right tier, and that way you can start requesting and seeing some of those reviews pop up for you. Other than that, thank you again for watching. This has been The Horror Show. I'm Marcia Parker, and remember, stay scared.